It's 14 away from 8 though. Next month, Joseph Parker will battle China's Zhang and try and stake a claim to be the WBO interim heavyweight title next month. The Kiwi heavyweight is coming off an excellent win against Deontay Wilder just before Christmas. But how will he go against 40-year-old Zhang, the man nicknamed Big Bang? Well, Joseph Parker joins us now live from Dublin. Good morning, Joseph. Thanks so much for being with us.
Good evening from Dublin.
It is late in the night for you. Thanks for staying up for us. Hey, how was Christmas? Because you actually got a chance to come back home, spend some time with family.
I flew home. I landed back on Boxing Day, but all of that was okay because I got a good win and I was able to celebrate with the family, relax. I flew to Samoa and had a week off, and then I'm straight back into camp. So, and like you mentioned, I got this big fight lined up with Zhang. Last year I finished the year off with a bang. And this year, I want to start the year off with a big bang.
Well, that big bang has some fighting talk in recent days. He's just come out and said that I will win by knockout for sure, is what he said. And to be fair, in terms of his record, 21 out of 26 of his professional wins have been by knockout. What's your response to him?
Listen, Zhang's a tough opponent, and I know it's a big challenge. Coming off a good win off Wilder, Zhang presents his own challenges and his own the things that I have to work on. So I know Zhang possesses that power that he has, and he can knock everyone out. But I think the youth is going to be on my side, and I've gone from camp to camp, and I'm in great shape. I've started off this camp very well. I'm here in Ireland training very hard. I've got another week and a half to go, and then I'm on a flight to Saudi Arabia, and I have 3 weeks there. So as much as he says he wants to knock me out, first he has to catch me, and then but I feel like I'm going to be too young and too quick, and I'm going to have good speed and also stamina. I think that's going to come into play as well.
Yeah, because he's a big guy, 6'6", 116 kgs. Have you had to change your training in any way to try and match that?
Yeah, do you know when you're fighting taller fighters, you have to bring in the right sparring partner. So we flew in guys from America, guys from Croatia, and guys from all around the world to be able to give us what Zhang looks like in terms of sparring and training. So I did fight Zhang as an amateur back in the day, and he beat me on points. I'm not sure if Zhang remembers, but I think it was like I must have been 20 years old, and he must have been, what is he now, 40? He must have been 30. So we fight each other, and he did get the win on points. So I do want to go in there and show him what I can really do as a professional.
Just in terms of the other fight people are talking about in the boxing world, Tyson Fury and Oliver-Kerby, and there's been a postponement we've heard about in recent days because Fury has suffered an eye injury. Does that impact you, that postponement, and what do you make of that being put off again?
Being put off, I did speak to Tyson, and he did show me the big cut on his eye, and it was the last day of sparring. So I think it's one of those freak accidents where the guy just the elbow went through and caught him with an elbow and cut his eye. So I think the fight being rescheduled is great, but there were talks about a replacement opponent for Usyk. I think that doesn't really affect what we're doing because we're locked in for March 8th, and Joshua is going to fight Francis Ngannou. I'm going to fight Zhang, and there's a great undercard as well. So I think that just a lot of people want to see that fight, and when it happens, everyone's going to be happy.
Joseph, it's Nikki Styris here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but your opponent for this fight is Southpaw. That obviously brings in different challenges again. Talk us through that, how that changes how you fight.
Yeah, it brings a lot of challenges. I think in my whole career, 36 fights, I've only fought one Southpaw, and that was Jason Bergman in Samoa back in 2016. So I think with Zhang bringing that Southpaw stance, it's going to make it a lot more difficult, and that's the reason why we had to go out and find the proper opponents and sparring partners to bring in to get the proper preparation. So I think I'm doing everything right, and I'm working on moves of Andy and George to be able to counter what he's going to bring. But I think for Zhang, he's fought a lot of orthodox fighters, so it's not new to him. He's seen all these styles before.
Yes, and I guess the other thing too, mentally, he defeated Joe Joyce and then last year to take the interim title. You lost to Joe Joyce the year prior. How do you sort of mentally adjust for that?
Yeah, it brings a lot of challenges. I think in my whole career, 36 fights, I've only fought one Southpaw, and that was Jason Bergman in Samoa back in 2016. So I think with Zhang bringing that Southpaw stance, it's going to make it a lot more difficult, and that's the reason why we had to go out and find the proper opponents and sparring partners to bring in to get the proper preparation. So I think I'm doing everything right, and I'm working on moves of Andy and George to be able to counter what he's going to bring. But I think for Zhang, he's fought a lot of orthodox fighters, so it's not new to him. He's seen all these styles before.
Yes, and I guess the other thing too, mentally,
When I fought Joe Joyce, not an excuse, but I was very sick and I shouldn't have fought him. And I was probably at 30 or 40% of what I could do. So I know that now that I got George Lockhart and Andy Lee on board working together and everything's all monitored and balanced, I feel like I am in the best shape in my whole career. And I feel like I'm only improving and getting better. And I feel like I'm just getting started again. So I know that Zhang has the edge of beating Joyce and Joyce beating me, but I think styles do make fights. And my style, I think, is going to be all wrong for Zhang.
And that's, of course, coming up in March. And then on a personal level, Joseph, a huge congrats. You're expecting number 5. Your family will be growing again shortly.
Listen, there are a lot of blessings in many ways. Blessings of getting opportunities and blessings of my wife and I expecting another baby. So I am very excited. I love, listen, there's 4 girls. My 4 daughters are my best friends, and I love them so much. I'm looking forward to meeting the next one. But first, I have to get a good win and then come home, relax, and help my wife out and be there for her.
Very exciting times for you in the coming months. Thank you so much for joining us live from Dublin this morning. We wish you all the best for that fight in March. That's Kiwi heavyweight boxer Joseph Parker.